What's going on, Internet? Eric Bandholz here with Beardbrand Alliance, and I've officially, certainly hit a year with my beard, and I want to show you what the past year has looked like with my beard style. Okay, so what I got here, I've got a little pull-up of Instagram, and I'm going to go down and pull out a few photos that I feel really represent highlights of my growing phase and the style I was going for. As you guys know, when I grew this beard, I had a couple of slight trims for shaping in there, and of course, a heck of a lot of different hairstyles. So let's go back to where it all began. And I took a selfie of myself in the airport in LAX, and that was actually, this photo right here, was actually taken about 53 weeks ago from when I'm filming this video now. And you'll notice that my beard already has about a month's worth of growth, and my mustache has about, let's call it 4 months worth of growth. And so apparently I'm not very good at math. So my year is probably more like a 13-month mark right about now. But with my little bit of trims, we'll call it a year for rounding issues. Now this style, I've got like the smaller mullet, and this was around the time I was making some mullet videos and pissing off about half of the fans on our YouTube channel. And you can see from this side profile, the beard, the neckline has been kept in shape. The beard's very tidy. The mustache, it's still kind of like growing out from a beard stash phase. And I got a little bit of coolness in my hair in the back. But I actually really love this look, this style. Probably would want a little bit longer beard, and I want to talk about that in a little bit. But the one thing I really did like about this was shortly after taking that selfie, I ran into Theo Vaughn in the Sky Club in LAX, and as one of my mullet inspiration, I had to go up there and try to kind of get a little mullet comparison. And of course, Theo's mullet is a classic mullet, beat by very few indeed. So I grew it out for, let's say, another month. When you get to the 2-month mark, it starts to get really, kind of easy to maintain. You can kind of see this photo from my time when I was in Denmark, that the beard just kind of falls on itself. It's straight, there's no waves in there. And again, it pairs nicely with the beard. At this time, again, I was kind of keeping a pretty sharp cheek line and sharp cheek line and sharp neckline. And this is like your very standard corporate beard, with the exception of the mustache being a little big. But beyond that, this is a very acceptable style that you can rock at any point in time. So as I grew it out, it just started to get a little more character. And I feel like when you grow your beard for 3 to 5 months, it's when you're going to start seeing the character in your beard. You're going to start really telling what kind of beard is it going to be. Is it going to be super kinky, really curly, kind of straight, kind of wavy? And I think this photo right after I got a mullet haircut by Chachi is a perfect example of my inherent beard style, and probably, in my opinion, the best look of my beard. I did a video shortly after this on how to do beard waves, and you can really see the waves in my beard and how that pairs together with like an aggressive mullet or kind of like an aggressive hairstyle that's not going to be your norm. This kind of look for me like really stands out, and it's probably a look that I'll go back to and probably maybe for once in my life like maintain a length. This is a really favorite style of mine. So if I could snap my fingers, it's probably get back that mullet and get back that curly beard. So really love this style, really love this look. Probably one of my favorite looks of growing out my beard journey. But you'll see here that with just a little bit more time and a little bit like more length, I was able to start integrating the round brush technique. So in this photograph where I've got my garnet colored shirt on, you can see my beard's a little bit fuller, and a lot of that has to do with my round brush technique. And I've done a video on that, so if you're looking on how to do that, you can see the beard just looks a lot more full, and it's kind of not falling in on itself anymore, and it's starting to go down at this length. Again, I was still rocking the mullet, and it appears that the bigger beard is finally starting to catch up to the mustache and starting to look a little more balanced, whereas in the early days, on day number 1 of this journey, like I really had a lot of mustache and kind of threw the whole look out of balance. And then towards the end, you can see I was playing around with like different mullet looks. I was actually doing like a side part mullet for a period of time, and of course rocking it with that beard. And a little messy, a little greasy mullet here. Man, like the mullet was really starting to get pretty long at this point. And then what happens, this is the last photo. This was in February, so probably about 8 months ago. So that would have been about 4 months into the growing of the beard. Jeff Cristiano took this photo. My hair is getting a little long, and my barber, of course, moves to Portland, and I don't know what to do. So I go and I do this. I go and have my buzz cut. The beard is going to be at, let's go ahead and see what the date is on this. So this was 34 weeks ago, which means it was probably about, God, doing reverse math is not a very good idea, but probably about 18 weeks of growth. So that would be about 4.5 months of growth right here, paired together with a buzz cut, or it was actually like it was kind of like a micro mullet is what I called it, because I still had a little bit of hair in the back. And you can't quite see it in this photograph, the hair in the back, but the length of the hair is actually not too far off from the length that I have right now. And I think, like, again, this was a strong power beard. It's kind of like right around the time I did the power beard video. And this is a good look. So like that range from that really wavy curly beard to this beard, and here this is like about a week later where you can even still integrate some of those curls, is really my favorite style. I think snapping my fingers, preferring to have any kind of beard, it's in that where it's still like a little bit quicker, easier, lower maintenance than a giant beard like this. And it's well kept together, but it's still bigger than pretty much anything else you're going to see around. So from here, I pretty much didn't, this was almost like the start of a hair growing journey. You see here with Jake, I did, I moved from the micro mullet to like the, as we called it on the video, the mole hawk. So you can see all the moles on my head when I got this haircut. We'll throw a link up there for that. But right here, you're I was just able to get like a perfect style. You can see in my Celebration by Beardbrand shirt, like the beard is just like perfectly round. I was using the round brush technique. I could nail it. The beard looks proportionate with the mustache. And then the hair's got just a little bit of texture, really just very similar to what I'm rocking now with the hair. And I feel like this is a good, strong look. But at this point, I feel like the beard is going to almost start to get to that point where it's elongating my face. And then I get this kind of like weird skateboard shape look. It's right on the edge of that. But from here, it's just like kind of still maintaining the growth, getting a little bit longer. It's getting a little more wild, getting a little more hairy. You can see playing around with my hair as it continues to grow out, like the side part is a great way to kind of work a different look as you're growing your hair out. And the beard's getting a little wild, it's getting a little trimmed. But I've been able to kind of like tame it for the most part. So in this photo right here, again, I got a nice fresh haircut from Tyler Hidego at Shed Barber. And this was, let's see, how long ago? May 17th. So let's see here, May, December, January, February, March. That was definitely the 6-month beard at this point with a fresh haircut. Again, the power beard. Everyone loves the power beard. Stands out, low maintenance, perfect. And then from there, for me, like the journey just starts to become a little more exhausting. Like I can, some days I can make it work and some days I can't. This photo from Jeff Cristiano, he took this shot. It's clearly evident that on days that the beard is looking good, it just looks really good. Like you're able to just stand out and have a cool, like aggressive look. Again here, like pairing it together with longer hair as my hair was growing out. Still looks pretty good. And then when I got to Denmark, which was right here, I felt like the beard was too long for the round brush technique. And again, I did a video on that, how to groom your beard as it gets longer. The round brush technique, you almost lose a little bit of control because I don't know. I'm sure Greg Berzinsky can still nail it at any length, but for me, I found that kind of like using the blow dryer and using the comb or a brush is a much better technique. But my hair is grown out, my beard's grown out, and this photo is kind of like a good example of how it just kind of looks, starting to look a little wispy, starting to get challenging to get the beard together at all times. With your jacket collar, it kind of like does this. And if you over blow dry it, then for me, it gets a little too straight. And it just, you know, realistically, I'm just not digging it. I'm not enjoying it. It is a big, powerful, strong beard, and it does stand out at this length, probably about 8 months, but I'm just not digging it, and I'm not digging it with my hairstyle either. So this hairstyle that I'm rocking wasn't a hairstyle that I was crazy about. And fortunately, I was able to do a collaboration with the boys at Slick Hair. We did a YouTube collaboration, and they tidied up my haircut a little bit and left my beard untrimmed. But from here, it's just like trying to tame the beast, trying to get it under control. And clearly I had good days, like this is a perfect example of a good day that I had. I had a good trim, so you can see by trimming your beard out, August 13th, so that would have been about 9 months into it. I trim it, get a lot of this kind of like wispiness out of my beard, and it continues to look strong. So when growing your beard out, I'm a big fan of trimming it, giving it that shape. My beard hairs on the cheek, they hit terminal pretty easy, and it just kind of looks, I don't know, you can even just see it now. Like, look at this. It's just, especially the white, the backdrop, it's not a really good look. From here, it's just growing longer to the point that it gets here. And there's not a lot of difference in it. Like, you have your good days, you have your good lighting. Like, this is a perfect example. Same shirt, it seems like. The top down light looks really good. There's not a lot of backlight shining with this. I've got the buzz cut again, so it kind of like shifts it from a skateboard shape to kind of more of a egg shape would probably be the best way for me to describe this look right here. And then you just like play around with it. If you've got a little bit of length in there, get a little bit of side part. So I'm growing my hair back out, and that pretty much brings us to today, or this week. That's been my look over the year, and a few of my different looks. Some looks I really love, and I wish I could snap my fingers to going back. And some of the looks kind of like take a little bit of awkwardness to get through. So I want to show you really going back in those early days where you kind of hit like your first stage of awkwardness was going to be right around, probably right around when I was on this brick wall. You can kind of start to see the beard flops under. And that flop under is just like you have a little bit more difficult in controlling it. But let me know in the comments, what was your favorite look from my beard growth journey? Which one do you wish that I rocked at all the time? Which hairstyle of that time frame did you like, and which beard style did you like? As always, this year journey has been a ride for me, and it's been a lot of fun. It's been fun sharing the different techniques and what I was going through in that journey. I only started it about halfway in. That's kind of like when I made the commitment to grow it out. And it's going to come to an end with the next video. I'm going to be shaving this beard off completely and then starting a new growing cycle. I'm not going to grow the beard again, but I am going to grow a few different looks. So I appreciate you guys, as always, for tuning in, for watching, for subscribing, for supporting us with this new endeavor, the Beardbrand Alliance. As always, thanks for watching. Cheers. Keep on growing. Stop. Before you watch the next video, let me tell you, you are worth it. And what do I mean by that? I mean that you deserve to invest in yourself. You deserve to pamper yourself. You deserve to take care of your skin, your hair, your beard, and Beardbrand has your back with products, not just for your hair, your beard, and your skin, but also for your mind.